I'm like opening the window, and then I ended up with a gun on my head. It was interesting because, we just had a blast in Germany, driving crazy. I think I pushed 190 miles an hour. And it is in Europe, people don't really have fancy cars. In France, when you're young, you're 18 or 20 years old, basically the new regulation is that you're maxed out on 90 horsepower. So most of the people, they get those, cheap Citroens or Renault Clio, and it's 75 horsepower to 90 horsepower. And basically, even the cops, all they have is, when they're really lucky on the highway, they just got equipped with Subarus. But, it's what, 200 horsepower max? So you're driving and the cops can't follow you anyways, and then you arrive in Germany and it's open space, right? So we took that drive from Marseille to Prague to Berlin, and then Berlin to Norderney. And Norderney is just the north part of Germany, and there's no one on the highway. So you drive at 190 miles per hour all the time, and your tank lasts about, 40 minutes, no more than this. So you just stop at the gas station, and then you just go and you go and you go. And you arrive in Norderney, you have a blast, you're great, And spent, 2-3 days in Germany, then head back to Marseille, right? Stop for work in Lyon, and then I get on the highway again, and it's 1 a.m. in Marseille, right? I arrive, it's beautiful, see the water. I arrive on the seaport, and all of a sudden I stop at a red light, right? And I hear knock, knock, knock on the Corvette window, and they were so tinted and I couldn't see anything. I'm like opening the window, and then I ended up with a gun on my head. And I was so pissed off that day, by the way. I was tired and you want to go home, and my wife now was waiting for me, and she was cranky because I was not home yet and had too much fun driving. And then I'm like, no, seriously, a gun on my face? This is just not the right day. And I started to confront the guy. He was probably 18 years old, holding the gun and speaking like little bit hoodie, like, get out of the car. I'm like, no. He's like, oh, well, get out of the car, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, man, listen, this is just not my day, right? So to start early, I'm gonna tell you one thing. This stick shift is complicated. So go see your mama. You're not able to, you can't drive that car. It's not a Clio, right? And he's like, hey, don't talk to me like this. He was starting to be really upset, asking me to get out of the car. And I'm like, no, f you. Sorry, you cut that. And the guy gets more aggressive than ever. And he lasts for about 2-3 minutes. And I'm like, man, seriously, just not today. I was about to get out of the car, and I'm like, yeah. And I hear like, shoop, bam, bam, bam. I'm like, whoa. And I look and I see the guy on the floor. I'm like, what's going on? And then 2 cops from the Marseille police, dressed normally. Guys comes to me like, I like your car. I'm like, what happened? Oh, no, we're not done with him. Like, you didn't see anything. I'm like, what do you mean? What happened? Oh, you didn't see anything. I'm like, no. Yeah, sir, just go home and have fun, but we're not done with him. And they were really happy for some reason, just, 2 a.m. in the morning, nobody in the street. And they beat the crap out of him, like, pretty bad. So, yeah, that was kind of that experience, in a way. And Marseille, France is getting complicated when you have cars like that, because obviously nobody has them. So 2 days later, the car sits in my garage, beautiful, and I hear a noise, at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, damn, they tried to open my garage. Like, really? They took everything out. And back then I had a Chrysler 300, which same thing in France, you don't see many, and the Corvette was behind it. So they were starting to pull the 300, and I'm like, come on. And they ran away, and I went to see the cops. I'm like, hey, somebody tried to steal my cars. And they're like, okay. I'm like, well, they tried to remove the garage door. Okay. Are you going to send somebody for fingerprints? And I was like, you're in this police station where they're all, having coffee and just chill and don't want to work. And they're like, what day is it? I'm like, it's Tuesday. Like, oh, sir, it's Tuesday. I'm like, what do you mean it's Tuesday? I mean, I know it's Tuesday, then what? Are you gonna come for the fingerprints or what? It's like, no, sir, I mean, it's Tuesday. Just go see the seaport. They're putting the cars to go to Algeria and Tunisia tonight. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, all the stolen cars from Nice, they arrive and they go. I'm like, and what are you doing here? Oh, it's too complicated, I mean, we can't track that. It's going too fast. And no, I mean, we know, but I'm not gonna do anything about it. I'm like, so what do? I'll call your insurance. I mean, the cars are here. Like, yeah, you're safe, right? Like, yeah. Then that's it. Be happy. Like, seriously? So I had to put all the alarm systems in the garage, and I'm like, this is crazy. And this is what living in France with an exotic, I mean, call it exotic. For France, Corvette, I was 24. That's very exotic. Not for here, obviously, but over there, that's all you live. People scratch your car, they try to steal it, they yell at you, I remember one day I was driving the Corvette, on the highway as well, and I get out of the road and going to the gas station, and one lady comes, same thing, and she's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, what? You should be ashamed of yourself, sir. I'm like, what? Well, this is a gas guzzler. I'm like, well, it's also true. Then what? I'm like, well, how much did you spend on, filling that tank? It's about 200 euros, it's 150, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's insane, it's not respectful, and it's not good for the environment. And I looked at her car. She was driving an 1985, Golf diesel that I'm like, do you have no catalyst on this? I mean, are you kidding me? I'm polluting? I mean, look at your car. And it was like that all the time. You can't drive a regular car in France because you get assaulted.
As a luxury and exotic brand dealer, you know the challenge of putting the right price tag on perfection. Ritz Garage places you directly in touch with our qualified network of new and used dealers with no auction fees. Ritz Garage. Premium cars, premium dealers without premium fees.